Rest in peace. Rest in peace. The ballers hope you rest in peace. You won't laugh no more.
So soulful.
You
It's
won't
beautiful.
smile no more. You won't laugh no more.
That's right.
Back to the laughter.
You won't fuck no
Fuck no
more.
more. That's a word.
Oh, dearly departed, we hope you rest in peace.
Beautiful. Touching tribute. Ed, who died this week?
We lost Pete Rose, 83 years old. The second place in the hits department.
Yeah. Yes. 4,256 hits, second to the true hit king, Ichiro Suzuki. 4,256 hits, all singles. Never saw him hit a double in his whole fucking career. All he did was hit singles. He tried real hard. He was come on.
Well, the whole
Trying.
Charlie Hustle was it Mickey Mantle?
Would
It was
tried.
I think it was Whitey Ford
Yeah.
called him Charlie Hustle because he was like, "Look at this jerk off."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I will point out,
Yes.
he ruined a catcher's career by plowing him over in an All-Star game.
All-Star game. All-Star games also stupid. Like, and I see a lot of people like pouring it out for Pete Rose. He also, was had some pedophilia allegations against him, to which his defense was it wasn't illegal in Ohio. He had that haircut. It's
Horrible
just
haircut.
horrible haircut.
His whole it's I saw like people trying to say, "Oh, look at how much these leagues promote gambling now."
Yep.
It's not just that. He was betting on his own games as a manager, where you have a crazy amount of control in the game.
Never bet on Mario Soto.
And he lied. He tried all kinds of shit to stonewall that Major League Baseball. Like, he had ways to get back into baseball, and he did the sleazy way each time, and it backfired. And like, I don't know, he was a piece of shit.
Basically murdered Paul Giamatti's dad.
Yeah, Bart Giamatti.
Like, he was just a real piece of shit. And look, 4,256 hits, all singles. Let's not forget that he was a dog shit player for the last 10 years of his career, where he was a player manager, while the Reds cellar dwelled with him chasing this stupid hit record. Not a fan, was never a fan. He's a piece of shit. He had a bowl cut his whole life. Not interested. Don't care. Fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, I get he had a long career, but he played until like 85 or so. And so I started watching baseball in like 82. Sure. And those last 3 years, I just knew him as a shitty player who was like chasing some record.
Yeah. Player manager. Bitch.
Get out of here.
Bitch. No thanks.
83 years old.
There's only 25 guys on a team. The team has 25 guys. A team cannot waste 1/25th of their opportunity to win on some guy that sucks.
Who's chasing a record.
Just so he can get some stupid record. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you know who's empowering him? Mark Schott.
Mark Schott. Yeah. Who was pissed that John McSherry died on opening day. It's pretty fucking hot out there. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, she loved her Nazi artifacts.
Yeah. She had a dog named Shotzi, just like somebody else. What else? Who else died, Ed?
We lost Dikembe Mutombo, 58 years old.
From the outhouse to the penthouse. Who wants to sex Mutombo?
Who wants to sex Mutombo? Yeah. And I've unlike people just being like, "Oh, you did Pete Rose dirty," I've seen a lot of people say he was a very kind man. He was like very nice to people.
Yeah, he helped his people.
Could fucking block shots. He could block all the shots.
Remember when they were the first 8 seed to take out a 1 seed, and he's laying there on the floor, shaking that big long finger at Sean Kemp, like, get the fuck out of here. Look, love me some Dikembe Mutombo, Georgetown Hoya. Yeah, who wants to sex Mutombo? The dude was awesome. R.I.P.
We lost another awesome dude. Kris Kristofferson, 88. The genuine article, that dude. We brought up when Toby Keith died a few months ago.
Yeah.
Kristofferson with one of the all-time great lines.
Yes.
He said, Toby Keith is to country music is to what pantyhose are to finger fucking.
Yeah. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. I mean, this guy, a true, and maybe the last like real Renaissance man, like helicopter pilot in Nam.
Star is Born.
Yes.
Like leading man, handsome,
gorgeous.
Talented.
Songwriter, he was the janitor at Sun Studios when he wrote Sunday Morning Coming Down and gave it to Johnny Cash. I mean, Golden Gloves boxer, like the fucking list goes on and on. The guy just did it all. He was just an amazing, incredible man, and there's not really anyone else like him. So very sad that he's gone, Kris Kristofferson.
Another sad one. A great character actor. Yeah. You would know him from Midnight Run.
Yep.
Other things. He was the older brother in some movie we did. But most famously, Taggart, Beverly Hills Cop, John Ashton, 76 years old. Looked old for his day, but like was fucking great. He was good character.
He was really good. And he was also in his mid-30s in Beverly Hills Cop.
Was he the older brother in All the Right Moves or something? He was the older brother in something.
Yes, maybe. I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. He was in a lot of shit. He was always great. It's weird that we just recently been talking about him. Yeah. No, he's fantastic. R.I.P. Taggart.
R.I.P. Drake Hogston, aka John from Days of Our Lives. He was like John and Marlena were like the big couple. They were the Luke and Laura of Days of Our Lives. He died the day before his 71st birthday, pancreatic cancer.
Oh, that's not the one you want. That's a get your affairs in order cancer. R.I.P. John from Days of Our Lives.
Another person who just looked ancient pretty much the whole career. Maggie Smith, star of stage, film, and Downton Abbey, 89 years old. If you saw a clip of Downton Abbey, which I unfortunately have seen clips of it, it's just like old British people talking about like low stakes affairs, like, oh, we have a party coming up. Like, but she was like, I think she was probably also like a Hogwarts professor or something. Like she's like a famous old British lady.
I mean, I used to live with somebody that they wanted to be British so bad, and they also wanted to be Californian. Luckily, I was able to make the second thing happen for them. But the
also wanted all that silverware.
Yes, and my Le Creuset cookware, my wedding ring. But she would have this Downton Abbey on the fucking TV, and Ed. When I tell you that I've suffered through a couple of episodes. There was not shit happening in Downton Abbey. There was like the servants. First of all, it's a show with servants. Like, unless we're talking Benson, who was the fucking butler, then let's get going.
Eventually became like governor, right?
The governor. He became the governor of the state. From the fucking outhouse to the penthouse. Benson got it done. But these people are like, oh, the servants and my fucking petticoat. Get the fuck out. Fuck Britain.
Michelle watched that show. Wow. And I would like, I'm in an apartment. Like, I would walk through the room. Yeah. And all I knew, like, it all kind of seemed like the same scene. But everything, like, it just felt like the stakes couldn't be lower. It was like rich people talking about, like, who's entertaining at the party. It was like, who gives a shit about anything?
Yeah. Yes. No, I know. Yes. That's it. Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to feel for people who have servants?
Yeah, they're out in the garden, and all the guys are the same guy, and all the girls are the same girl.
Yeah,
so
everyone
I'm like,
looks
who the
the
fuck
same.
is that? Yeah. It's horrendous.
If you Google Maggie Smith, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the super old, craggly British lady. Yeah. She was perpetually 89 years old.
Yes, 100%. I know.
Selfishly, I just saw this guy died. Bobby Wilson. He was a D lineman on the Redskins the last time they won a Super Bowl. He's 55.
Oh,
just one of these. Yeah, R.I.P.
Bobby Wilson.
this guy,
Oh yeah,
I know because I went through a stretch of collecting basketball cards, and I probably got 55 of his to every player you wanted to get.
On the Suns, right? When he was the 12th man on the Suns, Joe Wolf.
And a Clipper, I believe.
Yeah.
And maybe a Nugget or something, but I feel like I have a lot of these. Joe Wolf, NBA player, also G League coach, 59 years old.
This is much like wasting one of your 25 men on Pete Rose, who sucked.
Right.
The NBA.
I'm sure his range was like 6 feet and in.
Yes, every single team had this guy as the 12th man on the bench. Just
this is Paul
big
McKeskey,
dude. Yes,
John Koncak,
Jack.
Oh,
the guy that died.
Dennis Rodman's buddy.
Yes,
Jack begins with an H. Jack.
Oh my God, he went to UCLA.
Yeah, loves surfing.
Yes, his family owns Captain Jack's. Jack Haley. Yes. You only get 12 guys, and Ed, I was fucking enraged because I heard a promo from on a radio station that shall not be named. And look, I get all my information from one radio show hosted by a dear friend of mine. But they were playing a promo on his station, and it's the fucking Lakers station. Ed, I almost fucking kicked my computer across the room because on the promo they go, "Hey, LeBron, heard you had a pretty good summer." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I won a gold medal." And he goes, "And my son got drafted by the Lakers." What?
I can't wait until JJ Redick's gonna have to like use him.
He hasn't played.
No, he absolutely in that first few days. They're going to be like, he hasn't played, and it's been 3 games. And then he's going to, like, put him in a game with, like, real... He's going to.
Oh, yeah. He's going to get fucking teabagged by because it's actually disgusting behavior. And LeBron acts like it's a fucking accident that his team... When he forced them to do it. I fucking hate when people... don't admit that the thing is the actual thing. Where it's like, "Oh, my son got drafted by the Lakers. Pretty good day." Go fuck yourself.
Gaslighting everyone. He's gaslighting everyone.
Fuck this guy. He's a fucking stain on the Lakers. He's a loser. This is his retirement job. He's a bitch. His son's a bitch. His son's going to continue to be a bitch. Also, he got paid. He got like a $10 million contract. He's the 50-something pick. I mean, I'm disgusted. Okay, yeah.
Did I mention? So I have half season tickets to the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
And we got our allotment. My buddy and I we split up the tickets.
Yeah.
I got the Christmas Day game against Wembanyama, and I was
saying
that's awesome.
To my mom, that's so cool.
And it's noon on Christmas Day, and I was like to my mom, I was like, I'm gonna be a bit late. And she gets mad at me for watching the game on TV on Christmas, and I'm like, I'll be there eventually. I'll be there eventually. I'm gonna be in the fucking garden on Christmas watching Knicks versus Wemby.
That is so cool. Wait, did the Knicks get somebody? Did they trade
Karl Anthony Towns? They traded Randall Knicks now? Yeah, they traded Randall for Karl Anthony Towns because Randall's he's in the last year of his contract, and
expiring.
He wasn't gonna get paid what he wanted to get paid, and I don't know if it'll work, but it's a big star for star swap, but who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, R.I.P. Joe Wolf.
R.I.P. Frank Fritz, American picker star, 60 years old. I'm only sort of aware. This is like where they go into people's storage sheds. Is that what this is?
Yeah, where there's a lot of like rats and mice.
I know of this show existing. I've never. I couldn't pick this guy out of a lineup, but
I think they juice these shows where they're like, "Hey, let's go dig through this guy's barn," and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a
painting dedicated to Henry VIII," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, there's a 68 Camaro with 14 original miles under this tarp. But also I had kind of seen the show. These dudes are based in Iowa.
Okay.
And I thought this guy already died because they broke up. This is one of those TV breakups. The American Pickers broke up and people were real sad about it. And I had heard it was because this guy was an unrepentant drunk, and I thought he had already died from that. But apparently he hadn't. He died today at 60, which is incredible. Yeah. R.I.P. Frank Fritz, American Picker. Also the name of that show. Like,
yeah, it's gross. A gross name.
It's a gross name. Picker? Like anything like American Thrift. Like I think this was like
Even
Discovery.
American Scavengers would be better.
I think Discovery or whatever this was on had like a series of like American this. Oh yeah, like American Chopper, American America. This is a post 9/11 thing, Ed, when we're having freedom fries and shit. So there was but how do you come up with like how does it like focus group that shit? Because it's a gross word, picker, because it conjures you're going into your nose, you know, like it's not I don't want to hear that. Yes, disgusting.
Yeah. But R.I.P. Frank Fritz.
R.I.P.
Finally.
Very sad.
To me, this is the saddest of the week.
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. Cleo McDowell himself, John Amos, 84 years old. That was a badass dude.
Yeah.
On Good Times. Yeah. I mean, we just lost
Cleo McDowell?
Yeah, we lost King Jeffrey Joffer.
That's right. Last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. And then we lose Cleo McDowell.
Very sad. I mean, that's one of those movies that really holds up.
Oh, great.
Coming to America is still so funny. And John Amos,
you better lay off the drugs.
You'd be hard pressed to, John Amos he's been in you would see him in something every single year.
Die Hard 2.
Our whole lives. Die Hard 2.
He's great in that.
Yes, he's the Rogue Marine. Like he's like, we did that movie on this show. So very sad. John Amos, we knew he had, or it sounded like he had dementia. There was some infighting in the family.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of thing.
We did some stories about the infighting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And there was, look, I had some concerns that he had bought the farm at the Alaskan pipeline, but it turns out that was just on Good Times. That was just his character on Good Times.
That's right. Because he was tired of dynamite. That was it. Yeah. He's like, you're gonna have to kill me off. I can't do this anymore.
Yes, I know.
But in terms of all time, if you could pick any TV character to have your back in a fight, of any show,
yes,
like I'll take him over any of the guys in Oz. Like,
yes, yeah.
In
Chuck
his
Zito.
good times days,
he's a big, strong dude. Yep.
And our buddy Telly pointed out, CSU legend.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Who knew?
CSU legend.
Wow, great memory. Okay, let's talk some sports. Surprised we don't get banned for this song.
Yeah.
You can hear this song, right?
Yes, I can.
My name is Brian. They call me the other guy. I host a podcast show. I'll give hetero life a try. If you see something on my hand that makes you think I'm not a man, it's just my cool rings, you see. They're as sparkly as can be. A my own Troy on DVD.
Ed, before we get into the sports, I forgot. There's one thing I saw on the New York Post that Taylor Swift has not been to the last 2 Chiefs games, and I have said from the beginning that this is a fake relationship.
Oh, what a shock! By the way,
Yeah.
you mentioned that.
Yeah.
And on the TV are the Kelsey brothers having a commercial.
Disgusting.
A Subway commercial.
They're selling, you text me a picture the other day. They're fucking selling soup. Yeah. They're trying to sell me some shit. The other day at the store, they sold their fucking podcast to Amazon. Look, he made out. He got his end. He got whatever he contractually agreed to be in this relationship. Because look at Travis Kelce's dating history. You know, he likes these sloppy Instagram bitches, which I respect greatly because I would like that too if I were in his position. He doesn't like skinny white chicks that don't suck dick. Okay, that's not what he's into. He's not into that, and that's okay. Some people are into that. She, on the other hand, likes low T, twinkish,
right. It just
beta boys.
Their history shows that this is not a compatible.
Yes. So thing. I just want to be on record as at this point to say that you're going to hear that they are broken up soon. They're going to go their separate ways. They're blah, 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 careers, whatever. I'm telling you, the contract is up. They were never a real couple. This is Benjamin Bratt and Julia Roberts all over again.
Or Tom Cruise and pick
any of them. Yes, exactly. Right. Okay.
Beard number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Exactly. Yes. I just wanted to be on record. Okay. Ed,
so
what's going on in the world of sports?
One of the big things at the end of the baseball season was the Oakland A's will cease to be the Oakland A's. They're moving out. And so on the way out, the Oakland sports reporter, one of the sports reporters ripped into their owner, John Fisher, over their Las Vegas move, which Las Vegas is like, you know what, we don't need you. So it's their Sacramento move, and then maybe Las Vegas at some point.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Las Vegas stadium, look, I mean, in theory, it looks pretty bitchin'. Like they've torn down the Tropicana. It's going to be on the Strip. It looks kind of like the Sydney Opera House. Yeah.
I've been to a Golden Knights game.
Yeah.
And I see where the Raiders play, and it's great. You're on the Strip, and you just walk to the stadium. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah. But it's not close to happening, right? I mean, it's...
Yeah. I don't know.
It may happen, but like in several years, like they're going to be the Sacramento A's or whatever they change their name to for a while. But anyway, he just like straight up said to the owner, "You destroyed your family name because of cheapness."
Yeah.
So just shitting on this dude. And the guy's like, "We did our best." And then somebody pointed out the last big contract he gave out was to Eric Chavez. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Or the early 2000s. Yeah.
That's Moneyball era. Like that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time.
You didn't do your best.
No, they didn't. And they wanted somebody to buy them a stadium, which is how it goes most places, but not in California, and that's just so he got somebody to buy him a stadium in Las Vegas, theoretically. I don't know. I really wanted to go because the Oakland Coliseum I have only been to for Grateful Dead shows, and this was in the 1990s, and it's a real fucking dump. And
it always looked shitty.
Yes,
but they used to. I mean, when we were kids, they had like a good crowd. Like they had fans that they've just beaten down. Yes, and that's the thing with the Orioles.
From being
like
shitty.
they've been good the last couple of years, but people are like, how come you can't get fans to show up? And it's like, well, when you beat down a fan base for decades, at some point they just stop coming.
Yeah, you got to win games. That's the answer.
So everybody was sad. Well, almost everybody was sad because Rickey Henderson was at that A's finale. And they asked him, "Are you sad about them leaving Oakland?" He said, "I have too much money to be sad about the A's leaving Oakland."
He's the best. He has no filter.
He's on brand always.
Yes. Yeah. He may have autism. Like he's so great.
Rickey Henderson.
I didn't realize he was like still a coach or involved or.
I didn't know he was involved in any way.
I don't either. Yeah. I mean, he was there for whatever reason, but
one of the best players of our lifetime.
Oh yeah. Yes. He could do it all.
He could do it all. He was a beast. He had power. Yes. Not like crazy power, but he had power. Yep. Obviously, he had the stolen bases. Yeah. But he was a fielder. He
could do it all. He's one of the guys from that period that could play today. Like he's he's a legit dude, and he's very honest, which is great.
We've got an AIDS versus gonorrhea situation going on.
Tell me. Yeah.
Yankees fans are upset because famous ball catcher Zach Hample caught Aaron Judge's 56 home run versus the Orioles, and so they're feuding because they're like, "You're not a true fan," and he's like, the guy who catches all the home runs.
What a fucking loser!
But here's the thing about Yankee fans.
What a hopeless, pathetic loser. Yeah, that's true.
They don't know who true fans are because none of them are. Yeah. No offense, but it's kind of the thing with Dodger fans. When Jay Stu was like, hey, now with Ohtani, like there are going to be people who are not true fans. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That's how it works with you big clubs.
Yeah. I mean, people come and go. Now, I don't understand how this guy can catch so many home runs.
Yeah, like he clearly like charts things out and like
what a fucking loser.
Plays he's a huge loser, but I kind of like that he's got Yankees fans all twisted because also living in this area, especially, I mean, ESPN was doing it nationally, but this area, they make the biggest deal over, and Judge is going to win the MVP. He's legit good.
Yeah, he's a true home run king.
But
he's hit more in a season than anybody. He hit 62. That's the most that's ever been hit by anybody.
There'll be commercial breaks where there'll be like commemorative coin for his 60-second home run. It's like I remember like Sammy Sosa breaking that a couple times. Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds. Like what?
Barry Bonds is 73. Oh my God! I was opening. I wanted to read that story. Sorry. Yeah. Well, according to Jay Stu, Aaron Judge is the true home run king because he did it the right way.
He's just eating broccoli. That's he's spinach, broccoli.
Lot of ribeye steak, getting his sleep, practicing a lot, just out there taking BP every day, and that's how you do it. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Yankees fans looking for something to complain about in case Tuesday's ALN. Alex Verdugo, okay. There goes Judge's 56 home directly into the glove of Zach Hample. Oh, there's video of it. Hold on, let's look at this.
Generation, but it's hard to hit nowadays.
Oh, caught too much of the plate there. That was a fastball, and he was trying to throw the fastball away, and it just, you could see it drift right over the middle, and Aaron Judge,
a scary hitter.
That. Yeah.
Left field. See ya. He's now at 55. He's at 56. It's 2-1-0.
I mean, he hit it like right to the guy's seat.
Right. So this dude has caught so many home runs. Like he
knows.
He's got
charted
programs or something. He's charted.
Yeah. Well, I fucking hate this guy, but I get what you're saying. Yankee fans are huge loose. Oh, look at him celebrating. Oh, and he's wearing that hat. He wears that hat that the umpires wear.
He's a terrible dude.
The MLB hat. Yeah,
he's pulling a Rob Lowe.
Yes, he is. I hate that we know who this guy is.
Yeah. Both parties are bad. Like, I kind of would like the Yankee fans to beat him up, but also it's kind of funny how mad it makes them.
That is true, yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. Gonorrhea or AIDS, you're right. It's, you want both for those people. Understandable.
I would also wish this, but it's not gonorrhea or AIDS, it's Parkinson's. During a congressional hearing on his misuse of public funds, Brett Favre announced he has Parkinson's.
Yeah.
They asked Jen Sturger and others for comment, and they were not sympathetic. He essentially pulled a Kevin Spacey, like all the allegations came out. He's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm gay." It's like, we're not going to change the story. You're having a hearing because you ripped off welfare. For your daughter's volleyball court.
It was like Vinny the Chin or something, that dude, that mob guy
who pretended he was crazy.
Mulberry Street. He wore a robe. He wore a robe and just strolled the streets. And he's like, "Look, I'm nuts. You can't charge me with the crime. I'm crazy. Look how crazy I'm acting. I wear a robe outside." This is what Brett Favre's doing. Or when Ronald Reagan's doing the Iran-Contra hearings.
I don't recall.
I don't remember. I'm old. Look at me. I'm old. I can't remember shit. And it's real goddamn smart to just
There was a New Jersey governor, Jim McGreevey. I think he was governor. He was into some trouble for shady appointments and stuff like that. Yeah. And then when the heat was coming down on him, he has a press conference to be like, "I just want to let everyone know I'm gay." And it's like, no, no. That's something different.
That's not a get out of jail free card. Yeah, no.
Brett Favre, you Parkinson's. I feel terrible for Michael J. Fox.
Sure, but he's a good guy.
I I don't feel bad for you.
No.
You're a piece of shit who stole
Piece of
from
shit.
welfare. The people who
Yeah.
needed the money the most.
In this
And
poor
your
state in the union.
daughter, this poor state in the union, your
Yep.
daughter, you wanted to give her a free volleyball court. And then he was like, I saw some of his like testimony, and he's denying this and that. And then people are like, well, what about these text messages where he's like, you can't trace that back to me, right? Like, is there a way we can put this that it doesn't get traced? You absolutely knew you were being a piece of shit.
Yeah, he did.
And that doesn't even take into account that he sexually harassed people like Jen Sturger and others.
And he didn't even know how. I mean, it was I will admit it was the early days of dick pics, but this guy, I mean, he wasn't even too messing at the time. And, you know, he's not really put together. Important that you don't get anything that can offer size comparison in the dick pic.
Right.
You know, you want to just
there shouldn't be anything to scale.
Yes.
You don't have you don't have a pencil in the picture. Yes. You don't want to have a computer mouse like
today's newspaper. Yes. Yes. You don't want to do that. Not a smart guy.
No, not a smart guy.
Yeah.
No, fuck him.
How do you think he got the Parkinson's? What do you think brought that on? It's probably never know. We'll probably never know what could. We just never know what gave him the Parkinson's. Yeah.
Well, we'll stay with that same position. Quarterback. UNLV had a quarterback, Matthew Sluka.
Oh yeah.
And they got off to a fast start.
Yeah.
And Matthew Sluka is like, you know what? I'm quitting the remainder of the season because there were unfulfilled commitments from the program.
That's right. And you figure in Vegas they would hold up their side of the bargain. And also, they have casinos there. Like, they should have the fucking NIL world locked down. You remember the Running Rebs, Ed, of the 1991? Yes. The Fixer. Like, you get the good guys.
Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon.
Yes. Greg
Moses
Anthony.
Scurry was in there. Yeah.
Yes.
But like you said, the casinos, I think there are, rumors about what exactly he was looking for. And I think it's like, I think it was nothing in writing. First of all, get everything in writing because NIL can be in writing. Yeah. And this was like a side promise, like, oh, we'll take care of you. And then he's like, well, my value has increased. And in this day and age with the 12-team playoff, one group of 5 school, a team that goes undefeated is going to have a real shot at being in the playoff. Yeah. And he's like, I'm starting to feel like I could take this team to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
I'm going to need more. But I heard I heard on a podcast, they were like, the rumor was he wanted $3,000 a month or something. It's like, show up at Vegas and say to like some guy, hey, do you want
Matthew
whatever,
Sluka?
the skybox, but just give us $3,000 a month for this kid. And you'd find 1 million people do it.
I know, it's crazy. Explain to me, like, can't they, because look, college football, it's a professional sport. It has been a professional sport forever. And now these guys can get money, which is great. But how come they can't sign a contract and be like, I'll stay here for 3 years, pay me X dollars and I'll stay here for 3 years. Everybody's leaving every year. Give me the back channel on that, Ed, because I don't know about stuff.
So to me,
I
definitely don't understand it. To me, it's good that they're getting paid, but the problem is, like idiots, they fought it so long that when like some lawsuits went against the NCAA, then the floodgates have opened, and now there are weird back channels, but like it's not regulated. And when you regulate, like, we want them to get paid, but right now it's so chaotic that like people can't keep up, and it's weird.
Yeah.
And if you just said, hey, they can get paid, but they should have a contract, and like they can do it this way, and they can't just transfer mid-season, you would have less of this type of shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Lock these guys down, get it more in writing. I will say this Matthew Sluka walked away, and Silver Point Sports, as everyone knows, we were 3-1 on Saturday in college football. And the one game we missed, we were on those convicts from Fresno State to cover the number against UNLV, and UNLV beat them like 56-14. So the backup apparently can
that's
make a
not a good
connection
look
too.
for Matthew
Yeah,
Sluka because
I
it's
know.
like, you can't do this shit without me. They did.
Yeah. The next guy was like, okay, no problem. I'll slide right in there. And, it fucked me over, but it's still kind of funny.
So UNLV maybe is trying to do things on the cheap, but not nearly the way the Pittsburgh Pirates do it.
Yeah.
They, at the end of the season, like a week left in the season, they cut first baseman Rowdy Tellez 4 plate appearances shy of his $200,000 bonus. He had played the whole season.
Yeah.
And they're like, if
one
he
more
gets to
game.
this thing, 1 game, 4 plate appearances, and they just cut him, straight up cut him, so they don't have to pay him that bonus. So if you're an agent,
of course, that's short-term thinking.
If you're an agent, are you going to steer one decent client? I get
never.
There are some guys who are just trying to hang on to the league.
Yeah.
But anyone who can get a second offer, you're never choosing the Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, no, never. Do you think the Pittsburgh Pirates were like, look, have you seen they're looking at their P&L and they're like, guys, what our gravy budget this season it's gone up 60-fold. Yeah, what's the difference between this year and last year? We put out one gravy boat with the prime rib every day at the spread, and usually it's still half full at the end of the day. Now we're going through multiple gravy boats and
we got one guy drinking from the gravy boat.
So somebody's doing. I've heard somebody in the clubhouse is doing shots of gravy after the game. I need to know who it is because it's getting expensive.
Gravy shooters.
What's this line item for multiple 81 games? 7 German chocolate cakes per game? Like, what is going on? Oh, we signed Tellez this season. I forgot.
He's a throwback to our chat. He's a throwback to 80s baseball players because back in the day, there were lots of guys who were just fat.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn.
Like, just lots of baseball players who were just fat.
Yeah.
Oh, so many. Just half the pitchers were fat.
Yeah.
And this guy is a throwback to that.
He's very fat. He's easily 350 pounds. And he can hit. I mean, he didn't have much of a year this year. But
that being said, you can't do someone dirty by releasing him 3 games left in the season.
And it's short-term thinking because it's exactly what you're saying. No one's going to take their player, all things being equal or even not equal. You're not going to steer. It's just like the Angels. No one's ever, if anybody has any other opportunity, they're going to go somewhere else because the Angels are just a bad franchise and they do their players dirty and they sometimes murder them with pills in Arlington, Texas.
That's
right. It's like, why would I want to go to the team that's going to murder me with fentanyl or where I could go somewhere else and live for about the same money? Nobody's going to go there. Plus, you're in Anaheim and people are like, oh, is that in the major leagues? And you're like, no, I don't know. I don't know.
It's like kind of near Disney.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's short-term thinking, and they should just let him play that last game and then cut him, and then you don't get the bad press, and you don't get you don't look bad to other players.
Finally, in sports, Lions head coach Dan Campbell,
our guy,
announced.
Love this guy.
Like I think this happened months ago, but he announced he was doxxed by one of his daughter's classmates after he lost a playoff game last year, and the guy's posted his address on Instagram, hey, he fucked up going for it on 4th down or something like that, and he gave out the address to all the Lions fans. That is so fucked.
That is so fucked.
I wonder what is it. Is it like a 5th grader? Is it a high school kid?
Let's see. Dan Campbell's home address.
Dumb fuck trying to go for it was a Snapchat. High school classmate of his daughter.
Oh,
high school. Dumb fuck trying to go for it.
That is so fucked. And look,
it is really fucked.
You don't want. So my daughter was like, she's always trying to work an angle. You've heard her on this podcast. You know what kind of person she is. But she's like, Dad, I'm like, you haven't been to the gym in a while. And she's like, yeah. She's like, Dad, you have to get me a membership to a different gym. And I'm like, I already paid for this gym. And she's like, yeah. She's like, but there's, I was there the other day and some guy told me that the guy behind me was filming me working out and stuff. And I'm like, oh, and we live 2 blocks away. And I go, I go, oh, okay. So when that happens again, just call me and I'll come right there to the gym and I'll have a conversation with this person and it will never happen again. And I'm not Dan Campbell. Like Dan Campbell is a fucking terrifying human being. Imagine him showing up to high school to have a conversation with you about giving his address out on the internet. Like you would literally
watching
shit
that
your
Hard
pants.
Knocks. He's bigger than almost all of his teammates, all of his team, not teammates. But
he does the push-ups. He does the running.
Jacked.
Yes, he could line up. He could line up and play special teams today, like no problem. Like he could easily be on the field. He's the man. I fucking love that guy, and so do his players.
But apparently, this this high school kid was a real piece of shit.
Fuck that kid. Okay, let's do some voicemails.
He's so easy to hate.
Up for this one. So easy to hate.
Your time he likes to waste.
Likes to waste your time.
His calls are fucking great.
Shut down.
It's Tay-Tay. Yeah, she's on that. She's got all the lawyers. I'm surprised Bill Withers could get a lawyer because Tay-Tay's got them all.
His voicemails really suck. His voicemails really
Not Bill Withers, George Benson.
No one's enjoying him. He's so annoying. Plus so fucking boring and worthless. But he's got nothing else to do. And he's even worse than ish. His thoughts are useless shit. He's fat and got big tits. He's fat well.
Couple of voicemails to get to. Recognize this number.
Hi guys, follow up.
Katie.
So he got bit by a rat. He was
Hold up. We were talking rats last week, and I believe she was saying that her client
was bit by a rat.
Yeah, in Florida. He was bitten by a rat in Florida, and I'm like, well, I wanted the details of this. Like, how did that doesn't just happen?
No.
So this must be the details. Meanwhile, she called twice last week with no details, and now here's the follow up with details.
Uncle is moving into like assisted living or something. He was carrying a box.
Disgusting.
The rat was in the box, and I guess it fell out the bottom, and on the way bit him on his inner thigh.
Oh!
That's what he is telling his wife. So it was on his inner thigh.
So that's a hooker.
And then
that's
regarding
a rat bite.
Diddy and the baby oil, I mean, when you start seizing that many bottles of baby oil, everything just becomes kind of like a slippery slope.
Oh,
anyway.
See that? She's making double entendres there. Here's another one.
Oh, Jay Leno right there.
Yeah,
seriously,
very good.
folks.
Very good.
Yeah,
she could play the Catskills with that.
Hey guys, Super Lee.
Yep, Super Lee.
Super Lee.
I was not making fun of your hair.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, I am envious and jealous. So don't take that as bullying or catching shrapnel.
Yes.
I will, however, though.
Hey, wait. Are Suni and Butch back?
I don't know.
My son told me that they brought him home to Kazakhstan. I guess they launch everything out of Kazakhstan these days. There's no more Cape Canaveral because everything's an international. Yeah, everything's an international mission these days, and they all go out of Kazakhstan. Which I don't look. I don't want.
I don't see. Yeah. Wait, 3 days ago, SpaceX capsule begins rescue mission. We've seen the SpaceX rescue mission. Get the fuck in.
So they're still up there.
The Thailand situation. No.
Yeah, they're still up there.
SpaceX isn't going to do shit.
Yeah, no. Okay, I wanted to check on that.
We'll throw some shrapnel, some shade Brian's way.
Oh.
Because Brian asked what's more embarrassing than when he dropped the 135 on his chest.
Yeah.
And that's pretty embarrassing. But I think even more embarrassing is when you break both your wrists squatting and your girl trainer can't quite pull it off of you.
Yeah.
And then you have to have she who will not be named wipe your ass and pull up your pants for the foreseeable future.
I mean, what kind of show do you think this is, Lee? On what planet do you think that's the way we talk when we do this show? And also, that's wrong. What you're saying didn't happen because I had use of one hand afterwards. Okay, only one was cast. The other one was still of use to me. I could tie my own shoes. And also, she who shall not be named got up exactly one time in the morning to help me tie my shoes, and that was it. It was one attempt, and the rest I just did myself, like everything else. So, that's not true, Lee. And also, we don't talk like that on this show. The show is not disgusting.
Be a lot more embarrassing than dropping 135 on your chest.
He also he knows. See, Lee's doing a thing here. He knows that it was more weight than 135. But had
No,
I
no,
got
were we talk? Oh, maybe I might have talked about it. Like when I was a freshman football player and I weighed 115 pounds and they had bench press day.
Yeah.
Maybe I mentioned this because I had
on this show.
I was either talking to somebody in real life or on this show, but it was a terrifying moment for me because a 45-pound plate on each side.
Yeah.
I weighed 115 at the time.
That's a level. Yeah.
And I struggled with the one.
Of course.
The 135. It was.
Yes. Yeah.
It was very,
and that's. Yeah. Obviously, Lee knows
the bar weighs 45. So it's
that's
like.
Right.
When you're a tiny kid, it's a terrifying thing.
It's very hard.
And to help Brian with that, I know he hinted at a new sponsorship. Really hoping that new sponsorship for him is like Trend or some steroids or something. Because I'd really like to make sure that he can lift more than my 13-year-old son can when I see him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Love the show.
Love you too, buddy.
No hate from me whatsoever.
Yes.
Love everybody.
I mean,
talk to you guys soon.
There's a lot of hate at me there. Yeah, that's like you apologized to Ed, and then you said a bunch of mean stuff to me. Now he's alluding to, like, he knows I was pinned by more weight than 135, but had it been 135, that would be okay because that would be the level that I was at. And this is an example of gym bullying that he's doing right here, and this is what keeps people from starting working out. Because if I had been pinned by 95 pounds, that would be okay too, because that's the level of weight that I can lift.
I can honestly say I have not tried a straight up bench press since I played high school football. I've lifted weights, I've done different things, but I've not done a straight up bench press. And so I'm not sure what I'm capable of. Like, I can move furniture and shit like that, so I know I have like reasonable strength. But if you ask me to bench press right now, I don't know what I could do.
I bet you could bench 185. I'm looking right at you. I see those traps. I see those shoulders, Ed. I mean, you're pretty tasty, you know. I bet you could bench 185, maybe more. And that's perfectly good amount of weight. Like everybody should be at the level they're at. And that's the cool. You go to the gym, people are going to help you out. There's not going to be a bunch of Lees in the gym making
no judgment zone.
For grabbing a small dumbbell. And that's, you know, in particular, you know, women are intimidated to go where the free weights are and learn how to move weight. And everybody should be moving weight, you know, go in there, move some weights, ask for some help, and you'll get it unless Lee's there.
Lee's there judging.
Being a judger. Okay. Oh my God, Ed, that reminds me. So Lee invited me. Very nice of him. He's invited me to the UCLA Minnesota game that's in a couple weeks on Saturday here. And I go, and then I was at the golf course, and I'm like, hey, my buddy Lee invited me to a free, and Rogers was like, oh, I'll go. Because he heard something was free. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, we're gonna go to this UCLA game. He's like, okay, great, let's go. But then Lee this week texted me the most fucking depressing news I've ever heard in my life, Ed.
Uh-oh.
Ask me what time the game starts.
Well, so to me, all those West Coast games are late, but I'm gonna say 5 p.m.
6. It's dark at 6, Ed. 6 is so late.
That's late.
Also, it's with no traffic. It's an hour and a half from my home. And I don't drink, so I'll drive. Obviously, I'll drive, and I'm invited, and I invited Trav to come with me. So I'll go pick. He lives 5 minutes away, so I'll go pick his ass up. Then I'll drive him, and he'll probably get a little, and then I got that going on. next to me the whole time. You know, and then look, I'm excited to go. I'd love to meet my man Lee and his family and support my Gophers.
And he's a big wheel at the Cracker Factory, right?
He
like
is,
he's a big hitter in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows about NIL. His
Sure.
We were just talking that the quarterback from my daughter's high school, Laguna Beach High School, they got him. He's a big prospect. They got him to decommit from Washington. Some payments were made. They got him to decommit from the University of Washington, and now he's going to be a Gopher. So this is very exciting. I'm excited to go, but I need to make clear there's very little chance that Brian is going to make it to the fourth quarter of this game. I'm just putting it out there. Like halftime, I'm good. I'll be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to root on my Gophers, and the Gophers will have this thing in the bag very early, which will be great. And, sometime about maybe like 5 minutes or so left to go in the third quarter, I'm going to shake my hand.
Peace and chicken grease.
Give Super Lee's wife a kiss on the cheek. Nice to meet you, kids. I'm out of here because that's it. It's so late. I could fall asleep behind the wheel, Ed.
I mean, you have a hike.
Yes.
You got to stay alive.
Yeah. I get the highway hypnosis, Ed. The lines start getting wavy. Whoo.
Yeah. I don't like driving at night.
No, I don't either. And as I get older, the depth perception, whatever. Okay, here's one more.
Ballers, Brian Ed, Baller Nation.
Hope
everybody's doing well. You guys have been talking about fear so much.
Fear.
I figured I'd just go ahead and admit mine, which is calling into this podcast, which right now my anxiety is through my fucking ears. Not sure why.
You're doing good.
It's not like I picked this fear. Yeah. It's not like I was Terrence Howard in my mom's womb. Solving math problems or picking out fucking weird fears.
How about Ed? I saw, it was about a year ago that I saw Terrence Howard at that party. And now we've learned so much about Terrence Howard that I'm just like, I really feel like I could have had a conversation.
Yeah, but at the same time, maybe it would make it feel weirder if you're right next to a guy you know a lot more about.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. Now I'm glad that I'm not going to encounter, knowing what we know now. Now I'm glad I don't have to have that encounter.
If I'm near, he's not out on bail, but I'm saying if you're near Diddy and he's out on bail, now you have you have more info, and it's like, well, how can I think about anything else in this room but what I know about this thing?
That's a good one. Yeah. Anybody that's got some notoriety, you're really thinking about the thing they did to get that notoriety. Yes. That's a good point.
Kind of as awkward as JD Vance, who looks like Jay Stu at a donut
JD
shop.
Vance.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
so if you're in a room with JD Vance, I know it was all fabricated.
Oh no, he fucked
You're
that
thinking
couch,
about
Ed.
when you're thinking about like he's over by a couch, and you're like, is he looking at that couch? You know what I mean? Like there's an element that like
hot? Yeah.
You're thinking about him and couches because that's what you think about, or you're thinking about him ordering donuts because like now that's what you know about him.
Yeah. Wait, what's he do with donuts?
Remember he like went into the donut shop and he's like, trying to look human, and he's like, can I just get some like regular order?
Yeah. Give me the regular.
What? Yeah. Like,
just point at them. They're in the window. I'll take one of those.
Yeah, just that. He's like, I don't know what a usual order is.
Usual.
Hey, how long have you been working here? Guy's like, 3 months. But anyway, it's when you know something about a public figure, you can't think of anything but what you know about that public figure. Yeah, like hopefully there's a God in heaven, and I will never have to be in the same room as Pete Buttigieg, because when he ate that cinnamon roll, but he's a robot, so he wouldn't be. You know, like he's like Vicky. He's with the small one. He's not a human. Like he's a programmed transportation secretary. He's not like a human. He's a CIA made
thing.
Excretion.
How do you not know? Like some people pick up a muffin and just start taking bites of it, which I think is kind of weird because you break it apart normally,
You-
and same with
you
a
take-
donut. You take chunks off, right?
I don't know. I haven't had donut in a while, but like I think I bite into a donut. You're supposed to pull it apart. I think I bite into a donut.
No, a donut you could take because a donut's like this, but a cinnamon roll is kind of like a bigger thing, and that's why much like Steve. Almost said Atwater. Steve, the guy with the big dick that got murdered. He went to Alcorn State and he played for the Titans. Cinnabon. He had that big ass dick and they called him Cinnabon because it looked like it rolled up into a Cinnabon.
My buddy found out from a celebrity golf thing with Frank Wycheck, R.I.P.
Yeah. Oh, Frank
Wycheck's the one. Wycheck's the one who revealed the Cinnabon thing.
Oh yeah. So when you eat it, and now it's taken a turn because we've turned it into a rolled up penis. But if you take a bite of a cinnamon roll, it's rolled up in a spiral, so you kind of peel it apart.
Peel.
And that's what he was doing. I don't know why he's two-handing it because also it gets sticky on your fingers. So I don't know why you're touching it. You're one hand in that. Whatever. I get what you're saying.
Just trying to call into my buddy's podcast and say hello
good guy.
is a fucking chore, but I'm doing it. So anyways, also want to say thank you to Dawn and I'm about to fuck this up, David, for their comic relief on the airline industry. We all know the airline industry's fucked up, and thank you for letting us know why that no one gets along. Also, worst song ever is The Sign by Ace of Base.
Oh, hard disagree.
And if it's going international.
Hard disagree, Ed. Bang. I mean, blow it up. I mean, that comes on at CBS, and your head is bobbing. I saw The Sign.
Yeah, that's a very CBS song. That's a
Fuck
very
yeah, it is. Yes, love me some Ace of Base.
Eurovision is the worst song ever. Anyways, I'm going to try to get better at calling in.
You're doing good.
Not be so fucking scared.
Yeah. Don't be such a bitch.
It's kind of funny. Was mowing the yard last week and saw a snake and ran it over for Ed. I don't really have that type of fear.
Fan's always murdering snakes at his house, and he knows I don't
you're
like
my
it.
Hero. I hate snakes.
I'm at his house the other day. Last time I was at his house, I'm talking to his son, and I don't know how we got on the subject of snakes, and he's like, there was a snake on the side of the house, and he goes, and my dad caught it and put it in a bag and told me to drop a kettlebell on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And Fan's like, well, it was injured. And I think he was probably lying. But he doesn't like snakes like you don't like snakes. Yeah.
I fucking hate snakes.
Yes.
It reminds me of somebody, there's a famous tweet, it's been out there for years, but somebody goes, if me and my buddies found ET, we would all hit it with hammers.
Yeah, that's true. It's terrifying. Yeah,
like there's no way people would be like, hey, I want to be a new friend with this guy. You would hit it with hammers.
So scary.
But my fear is calling in and leaving a voicemail on an answer machine, which is real fucking weird. But anyways,
you've done it a whole bunch of times. How stoned are you, Fan?
Christmas book. Looking forward to being at all my relatives' house this Christmas, because I put a book at everybody's fucking house, and if I don't get along with one of the family members, I just go over and open up that fucking book and let everybody know a guy I never met that I call into a podcast that I'm scared to call into wrote this book. And
that's a good conversation starter.
Anyways, hope all is well. Sorry, I'm one chromosome short when I call in, but
true.
I'm going to try to get better. Anyways, later, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you for that, Fan.
Thank you, Fan.
I'm going to be out at Fan's place in November in Austin, Texas. Anybody in Austin, Texas wants to grab a beer? I'll be there in first weekend in November, so we can meet up.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that, Fan. Couple emails. Brian Eduardo, there's got to be some way that the faithful subscribers can once again hear the show without commercials. Also, as easy as it is to find the bonus episode, can we please just have the whole show for the Red Circle Jerkers in one episode? It's just far more convenient. Thanks. Keep up the work. That is from Mateo. I believe this is a different Mateo. Yeah, Mateo. I'll do that this week. That's the kind of feedback I've been looking for. I've been asking people, hey, how do you want it? Do you want it in two separate things, or do you want it as one thing? And if he said, because when you watch it, you don't get the bonus content. So I'm like, if people are watching it and they're also Red Circle subscribers,
and they don't want to be seeing the same thing.
You got to find it. Yeah, right. You got to go. You watch, and then you got to find the spot or whatever. And I thought that might be daunting, so I put it out to the audience several times.
So Mateo's answering. This is
and
good.
Mateo. That's all I wanted. This is all I wanted. Is an answer from Mateo. So Mateo,
I can honestly say I don't know how anything works. I just talked to Brian, that's it.
And neither do I. I got to figure it out. Look, I'm figuring shit out here. I'm learning how to make thumbnails. There's websites you can go on to make thumbnails because you want it to look professional, but it takes time, and I don't have a lot of time. So we're working on it. Here's another one. They got my man Cookie Monster Mutombo, R.I.P. In honor of my man, was Dikembe Mutombo a loud comer?
Who's that loud comer? Coming all over.
That's from dear friend of the show, Matthew Richards. Ed, what are your thoughts? Dikembe Mutombo, 7 feet tall.
Yes,
deep ass voice.
I think he really
African.
I think he really
he loved to
styled it. He was a loud kind of guy. Yeah. He was loud. Yeah. You heard him barking things out on the court. He's a loud guy, not for performative the way some people would be like. I just think he's just a loud guy. He's doing everything loud. Probably finger wagging as he releases.
Oh yeah. Imagine he does work with those fingers too. Yeah. I mean, he's got some long ass, he's doing
long digits. Long digits.
Come here. Or,
shocker.
That one. Yeah. That one too. Some long ass fingers. Yeah. I want to say that Dikembe Mutombo isn't a loud comer, but if he's walking into the club going, "Ooh, wants to sex Mutombo,"
he's not going to go silent after that.
He's not going to be like, He's busting. He loves life. He loves to come. He loves to make a big nut. Who doesn't? And so he's loud when he does it. No question. It's a great question, Matthew Richards. Here's another one. Ballers.
This next one we might need to abbreviate.
I knew you were going to say that. I skimmed it and I thought it was kind of funny. I stumbled across this video from Vice. Bowling at America's worst rated lane. Please see my review below. Well, I'm not going to play. This could be a whole bonus, Brian. I remembered the days of Vice when they actually had decently interesting stories.
Did he review this?
This is his review that he must have posted on the Vice or intends to. I don't know. Or maybe he's just sharing it with us here. I remember the days of Vice when they actually had decently interesting stories, like the one about a metal band from Iraq, Acru Sequada, that absolutely shreds. However, things have changed since the 2010s, and they now have a guy, Taji, who goes around doing weird stuff for his show 1-star reviews. Oh, I've seen this. So he goes on Yelp and he finds like the fucking worst Chinese restaurant in America, and then he goes there and like eats there. And this is the worst bowling alley. Taji scoured the internet for the worst rated bowling alley and came up with a place called Whitestone Lanes in Flushing, New York. Is that upstate, Ed?
No, that's where the Mets play.
That's Queens. That's in Queens.
That's Queens. Flushing, the area outside. I don't know it that well, but the area outside of where the Mets play is kind of just a bummer. Lots of auto shops. Yeah. There's not like I don't know. I never got a good vibe from the area near.
Yeah. He proceeds to read reviews left for the bowling alley that highlight issues with the state of the alley. The fact you can't bring a cake in. Well, that's kind of bullshit. Are you having a kid's party at a bowling alley? Is a place to have a kid's party. You want to bring a cake.
That's very standard birthday. Yes.
They want you to buy their cake. There is the reason, probably. Yeah.
Yikes.
And even the bowling alley shoes. Oh no, now we're seeing what's going on here. Who in the fuck would ever use house shoes anyway?
Wait, you're gonna have to. I'm going to piss myself. I gotta go piss.
I'll do it myself. You got it.
There you go.
Yeah. That complaint is. Oh my god! I'm looking at your seat. Oh, you put it. Wait, so we don't see you piss in the background, Ed? Oh my god, Ed, that chair is really worn. We might need a GoFundMe to get Ed a new chair. You guys seeing this chair? Go to the video right now. We're at about. I'm going to edit it a little bit. So we're about an hour 15 in, and look at the condition of Ed's chair, because also his headphones are on it, but it's worn out. It's time to fucking go to Staples and get a new goddamn chair, Ed. Oh, okay. Who in the fuck would ever use house shoes anyway? That means the bowling shoes at the fucking bowling lanes. That's everyone, by the way. Everyone would use those, because who's got their own fucking bowling shoes? That complaint is not valid in my book. Again, there are multiple things we could discuss about these negative reviews, but the only thing that matters is that you should never, ever, eat while bowling. What? It's distracting, and you can get the food on your bowling hand at this point. You always eat while bowling, but you need some Purell because those balls are nasty. At this point, these reviewers don't have much of a leg to stand on with me. Taji goes to the alley to try and debunk. Yeah, we looked at. You need a new chair. That chair is completely worn through, Ed. Oh, you can't hear me. You don't have headphones in yet.
No, I just put them in. I moved my laptop when I stood up. I
know. Yes. We took in your chair, and your chair is completely worn out, and you need a new one.
Oh, it's a piece of shit.
You're gonna do a GoFundMe to go.
No. Here's the thing.
Staples. Yeah.
Michelle keeps asking me to get a new chair. That's the best, and I refuse to do it. And she's like, "It's disgusting," and I was like, "That's why I'm keeping it. It's a piece of shit. It's peeled. It's like it's horrible. It was like a $50 chair that was supposed to last, like, it should have been retired like 7 years ago. It's a piece of shit.
No, I can tell. I saw it. I just looked at it, and
I love
it. Jarring. I'm with Michelle. It's just time for a new chair, buddy. Like, this is like, no, put it out on the street.
Every day I just peel a new piece off of it.
No. I don't like that. Taji and his security guard Aziz are bowling, to which Taji utters, "We are like professionals." I don't know. I can't read the rest of this. There's too much here. What's going on here? Well, truthfully, this video is like getting a three wise men split in the 8th frame. See, he's going very deep on bowling. Such promise, but a disappointing end. Alas, the video did nothing to help keep the alley in business, as it is closed in June to make way for a housing development. So, Ed, sorry, you won't be able to bike over there and try for that perfect game or Dutch 200. We don't know what that is. We don't know what a Dutch 200 is, do we, Ed?
Let's think about it. Dutch 200.
It's like a Dutch rudder. That's like when the ball goes between your ass cheek, or when you bowl with your ass cheeks and you bowl a 200, like a Dutch rudder. No. When you do it in wooden shoes.
Yes. That you use the wooden shoes instead of the shoes they give you.
Yes.
I'm looking up Dutch 200.
Like that guy that bowled a 300 game on 9/11. When you get too good, like Mookie Betts has bowled, like he can't even count how many times he's bowled a 300 game because he's bowled so many. He now has to bowl in wooden shoes because he can bowl a 300 whenever he wants. Now he has to see if he can bowl a Dutch 200 in wooden shoes.
So
Am I right?
I want you to. Okay, is that your final guess? Because
yes, of course.
I know what it is.
I'm right.
Dutch 200 is a game in which the bowler records a score of 200 by getting strikes and spares in alternation throughout the game. So you go strike, spare, strike, spare.
Oh, so that's harder because you're actually not trying to get a strike. You get a strike, and then you try not to get a strike, but then you got to pick up the spare. Imagine being that good at bowling. Like, that's just
I feel like you would do that. You would do that because you're too good at regular games.
Yeah, and then you're just showing off.
I've never even gotten a turkey. Like, I've never gotten 3 strikes in a row. Never.
No, I don't. I mean,
I've gotten 2 strikes and gotten really excited, and I've never gotten a turkey.
I last bowled. It was 20 years ago. I actually remember because I was working at a job and we did a team building thing where they said we could only have 2 beers, and then this one Asian chick got fucking wasted, and she was telling the owner of I was working at a PR firm, and she was telling the owner of the agency, she's like, you're rich. Just buy me a couple more Heinekens. Come on. And she was like already drunk. I think she had taken somebody else's beer tickets and had like a few extras. And I was just like, when can I leave? But I did that thing where I'm like, I suck at bowling. And then I bowled a couple strikes to start off. And then everyone's like, okay, buddy. Yeah, you suck. Yeah. And then I fucking, like, the rest was gutter balls the whole time. And I'm like, I told you guys I suck. Anyway, that's from bowling correspondent Ben 906.
I bowl once a year. Once a year.
Yeah. I would bowl. It's kind of expensive. I'm always like,
it's very expensive.
Yeah. It's like, you're like, it's how much to rent a lane? But I would bowl. Okay. Ed, let's talk about some things that are not sports.
Well, it's time for non-sports segment on the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. Non-sports. I'm talking about the segment now. Non-sports segment.
Ed, what is going on in the world of things that are non-sports?
Australia's most sexually active woman provided an update on her bid to sleep with 600 people in 2024.
Look, I mean, yeah, she was pretty slutty, Ed, but I'm not going to like go to this level and say she was the most sexually active woman.
No, she calls herself, it's in quotes, most sexually active.
Oh, we're talking about, because I was going to say she's probably getting a little old at this point to be, but I realize we're not talking about the same Australian. You said Australia's most sexually active woman, and I'm like, oh, I know, but then it's my bad. Sorry. So what she do? She's trying to bang. So 600. So there's 300. Are we in a leap? There was an Olympics. So that is that.
There might be a 366, but
this is 366.
Whoa.
So we're still. That's still like
September 5th. What do you think her number's up to?
Well, she's only. I mean, we're into the last, or we're almost into the last quarter. But I'm saying the
interview. She updated. Yeah. As of September 5th.
Well, she would have had to do about 400 by that point. 400 guys.
Hit 400.
She'd fucked 400 guys by.
She was over 400.
I think that's actually more than the Australian that I was thinking of, but not much more. Most sexually active woman. Australia's. Let's see. Now this chick's just an AI. I slept with 300 people in a year. Haters say I'm disgusting, but I feel empowered. Well, then that's all that matters. Like, do your thing. We don't slut shame here. We don't shame people that can't bench one plate, and we don't shame people that fuck 600 guys in a year. But she looks like an AI. Look at that chin. That's not a real face.
It does look AI-ish. Yeah. But what I would say is it just seems exhausting.
It's a lot.
It's not. I have sex with 1 million people. It's not that. It's you can't tell me you want to be banging 2 dudes a day every day.
No, that's too. And it probably gets a little hard to find the dudes. And also, are these? No. It's not new guys every time.
It's got to be hard to filter.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
I can't think of anything easier than find dudes who want to have sex.
That's true. You just walk into a bar or something. Annie Knight had a goal in 2023 to sleep with 365 people. And in 24, she decided to level up and sleep with 600 people throughout the year. Now, that would bother me because it's not 100% more. It's like, how did she
pick this
specific
number?
It's weird. Last year, everyone started talking about me because I was talking about my sexual escapades online, and I mentioned how many people I'd slept with, and it went viral, and everyone was talking about it. She told New Zealand's Edge podcast. I bet this is not edgy, with Clint, Megan, and Dan. And I thought, why not make a bit of fun out of this and make it a challenge? Knight, who publishes content on the adult subscription platform, on an adult subscription platform, revealed in September. Oh, no, it doesn't help. Interview that she just had over 400 and was trying to use dating apps to meet people organically in real life. She's very skinny. And look, no judgment. Like, just do your fucking, babe. But in a bid to hit her goal, she started taking applications. Yeah. Okay. Well, good for her. Good. Do your thing. 600. She's gonna hit that goal, but then what'd she do next? 900.
Her career was outed to her dad Simon, who until that point had only known his daughter, who worked in social media. That's got to be a tough pill to swallow.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You just don't want to think of 600 dudes climbing on top.
Yeah. Well, you know how like if you start factoring it out that like you and I are cousins, you and I are probably like 11th cousins, but just because there's only so many people on the planet and 1 times 1 is 1 and 2 times 2 is 4 and it becomes exponentially greater, the numbers. So she's definitely fucked one of her dad's friends, maybe a family member, maybe a distant
and she's in Australia.
Cousin. Yeah, there's only 25 million people in the whole country.
Right. She's definitely fucking.
Yeah, she's fucked. You know who she's fucked, Ed? 100%. Yahoo Serious. She's had sex with Yahoo Serious. 100%.
Paul Hogan.
Of course. Paul Hogan was probably first.
Yeah. Good day, mate.
It doesn't say if she does repeats because back in the 90s, they would do that thing where they're like, it's the Houston 500, and it's like porn star Houston is going to bang 500 guys. And then but they're just getting back in line.
Yeah, it was just like 35 guys. It was like a clown car. They were just going around.
Pretty gross. Anyway, good luck to her.
Seems exhausting.
Yes.
Lana Del Rey married her alligator airboat tour guide.
Now, she's an AI. This Lana Del Rey, right? Oh no, accidentally.
Here's the thing. I know of her, and I remember like 5 years ago or so, she was like very well known, but I couldn't tell you anything about her or songs or anything.
Yeah, I don't know her song. I know that she's one of these people that tried to have a career as
she's had different identities.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, but apparently,
and also,
tell me. Yep.
Marrying her alligator airboat tour guide. So I went maybe 4 years ago or so, went on an alligator airboat tour, and I loved it. Thought it was like really cool. It was fun to be out there in the bayou. But is this implying that she's got like a regular tour guide, or she married a guy that was her tour guide?
I'm about to read it, but what I take away from the headline is, because I mostly only read headlines, is that she went on an alligator tour, and then she was so charmed by this dude that she fucked him, and now she's gonna marry him.
I was pretty charmed by our tour guide. He was feeding marshmallows to all the alligators, and I was like, man, he's pretty handsome and pretty bold. He would just fuck with the gators and stuff, and I was like, he's pretty charming.
I did one of these in Florida, and I was at one point the airboat guy. He like just drove the boat, like there was like a little island, and we just he was like chasing all the alligators out of the way, and there was an island, and he just drove the boat up on the island and then pushed it over. Like we just went on land for a minute, and I'm like, how are we gonna do this when you weigh at least 600 pounds? Like the guy was so fucking huge that he needed how it's a bench. It was me and a couple other dudes. He needed the whole bench. Like no one else could have sat on the bench with him because he just had like glopped over onto the whole bench. And I'm like, how are we going to make it over?
He's one of the motorcycle twins.
Yes, exactly. Now, if she had married that guy, I would be more impressed. But here's what happened. So somebody told me one time that they knew somebody that worked on one of these like Outward Bound shows, like one of these shows. And I don't want to say too much because that's a secondhand story. But it's one of these shows where a guy who's like a survivalist, he may be British, he will take celebrities out to harsh places and like show them how to survive and like eat off the land and like drink their own piss and stuff. Mm-hmm. And somebody told me that a starlet, a very well-known actress, came on the show. And that she like shot her day, because they shoot it in a day or whatever. And then she went back to the hotel and fucked one of the cameramen that night. And I'm like, this fucking guy works on a show And he got the fucking A-list actress that how good for him, right?
What are the odds?
What are the odds? So this is what I'm thinking, this Lana Del Rey. And also this Louisiana boy slings some good fucking dick. I'm telling you right now, he was
You're dealing with man's man.
Yes. He made her feel some shit she never felt before. It's like the first scene from Reservoir Dogs when Quentin Tarantino's character, Mr. Blue,
Dick.
Yes, he's explaining the whole meaning of like a virgin, and this is because she's a real coos. This Lana Del Rey, she's a starlet or a singer, so she's been around Hollywood. She's been to the freak off set. She's been around the baby oil. She knows what's
been around men.
Right. So a real man. It's these little Twinkie boys don't know how to service. And this guy's like, I'm going to take you on an alligator boat, and then I'm going to take you on a fucking sex canoe. And that's a skin boat. And that's how we do it. And then she's like, this dick is so good, I need to marry this guy. So hold on. Now we're going to read it. Pop star Lana Del Rey. Are we Lana or Lana? Because I feel like Lana's proper, so I say Lana. It's either or.
In my head, I think I had it as Lana.
Yeah, I like Lana better. What about Tara? Where are we at on that? Do we need both?
So I knew Tara's in my life.
Me too. I wish I didn't.
But I feel like there was one person who insisted on being Tara, and I was annoyed by it.
Tara. Yeah, exactly. Same. Pop star Lana Del Rey has ended weeks of speculation by reportedly marrying her alligator tour guide boyfriend, Jeremy Dufresne. We might need LSU Lala to weigh in on this because he might know this guy. The couple applied for a marriage license on Monday in the Lafourche parish of the state south of New Orleans. I hope
they love their parishes. They loved.
Yeah, because it's still France there. It's still part of, Thomas Jefferson swindled the French for the Louisiana Purchase.
Napoleon was out of money. He was attacking everybody. He needed money.
He needed war money. I will say this. Remember Britney Spears married that, and speaking of Louisiana, remember Britney Spears married that guy? No, that's Kevin Federline, I believe the child support just expired, and he was getting like $50,000 a month. Yeah, it was a lot. No, before that, she married a dude, and I'll always remember his name because it was Jason Alexander. She married a guy called Jason Alexander from her high school. Yes, they went to Vegas and got married, and her family swooped in and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" and had it annulled right away. I feel like this Lana Del Rey, Jeremy Dufresne situation ain't gonna last. But what do I know? I don't know anything about either of them. The star used her legal name, Elizabeth Woolridge Grant, on the document, according to records seen by the BBC.
Yes. Do you think she's related to old
Orlando Woolridge?
Orlando Woolridge?
Oh, yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
His number was O. Oh, 0? No. Oh, my number's O for Orlando. What a fucking bad motherfucker. I loved Orlando.
He was a good rebounder.
Yeah. Do you think she is the love child of Orlando Woolridge's sister and Harvey Grant and Horace Grant? Could be.
Maybe they did a twins thing where they both were in a petri dish. We're just not even sure. She was bred to be the greatest rebounder on earth, and instead she became a singer.
Pop star. According to records seen by the BBC, court records show the application was valid for a month and was signed off by a clerk of the court. Reports in U.S. media said Del Rey and Mr. Dufresne did not wait that long and tied the knot on Thursday. Oh my God. In Des Allemands, Louisiana, near Mr. Dufresne, where Mr. Dufresne works as a boat tour operator. Now, I'm sure this Lana Del Rey's got some money. She probably tours and stuff. But does he have to keep his tour boat concession? Are they going to live there? Or are they moving to LA?
Yeah. Do you think she's expected to join him on some of the tours?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, maybe she's going to retire from her job, and she cooks the gator at the camp or whatever when they come in. There's this guy.
Man, it's fun. When like you get far enough out, and then he lets it open up, and you cruise.
Yeah.
You cruise. It's fun going out there.
Yeah, it is
but
fun.
I was definitely had a healthy fear of the gators, and he was like, "Oh, no problem." And he jumped in just to fuck around. I'm like,
Oh, he did.
Wait,
Oh,
there are gators. Like, what are you
my
doing?
guy didn't do that. He would never have been able to get back in the boat. He was easily 500 pounds. Like, it was not.
Yeah, but you're talking about a motorcycle twin. I had a very like handsome dude.
Yeah, you might have had Jeremy Dufresne.
Maybe.
Ed? Yeah.
So I'm lucky Michelle didn't leave me for him.
I follow this guy on Instagram. He's like this Southern chef, and he's always like frying up stuff. And
Liver King?
No, he's not. No, he's not. But he's a black guy, and that's germane to the story, because everybody that comments it's anything that's predominantly commented on by black people on the internet is funnier than any comedy special that you'll ever watch. It's like I could just sit there and read the comments all day. But he's this guy, and he might be on the bayou. He does kind of have that accent, and he's like, ooh, he's like, yeah, he's like, ooh, today we cooking up some coon gumbo, and he's cooking a raccoon, Ed, and he'll do like a python. He's like, oh, look at this python. That looks, and he's like, look, get all the juice, get all the rice, and he cooks it up. And then black people will just comment in the comments. They'll be like, hey, somebody tell this N-word we free now. like you don't have to do this anymore. Like, we can cook. Just show this guy where the chicken is. They're like, but I feel like he would work at this camp when they bring the alligators back. He can cook for these people, and maybe she could learn how to cook this way, because that's how they cook down there. Del Rey has not commented publicly on the reported wedding. I don't feel like she's ever spoken out loud. Like, I don't know. I know she sings.
Yeah, it's weird because I know
she's an AI.
So much about famous people. Like, I know enough that I just like I've heard Meghan Trainor talk. Like, there are people like I'm not seeking, and I still like hear something about him. I've just known the name Lana Del Rey for like 10 years, 5 years. I don't know what it is, but I know nothing about her. Nothing.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna look at her Instagram right now, Ed. Do you think she's called Lana Del Rey on here?
Yeah, unless it's Woolridge.
Yeah. Hold on. Lana. Honeymoon, she's called Lana Del Rey. And this is I don't know. Hold on. I'm just gonna read the thing. The couple were the pair met. This is interesting, Ed. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say something here that's gonna be profound. The pair met back in 2019 when the singer posted photos from one such tour and wrote on her Facebook page, Jeremy, let me be captain at Arthur's airboat tours X. 2019, Ed, I'm telling you right now, this is a COVID relationship. This 2019, you meet, all of a sudden 2020, you're locked down. You got nobody else to fuck, all right? You're with your airboat captain, right? And you think you're in love. Things open back up. You still think you're in love, but pretty soon this is going to fizzle out, right? Yeah.
Society has opened up.
That's true.
It's not like they're getting married in fall of 2020.
That's true.
Society's been open.
Yeah, they've been open. Yeah, I just look. Well, maybe either way, COVID or not, COVID relationship or not, I'm not seeing this one go the test of time. Now, how is Lana Del Rey playing at Stagecoach? She's not country. Okay, hold on. The couple were spotted together this summer at the Reading and Leeds festivals, where Del Rey was a headliner, and in London. She's 39. The 39-year-old singer. Well, see, Ed, she's running out of time. That's the thing. She needs a man, and this guy probably lays some good dick, and she probably wants to have babies.
Sure.
The 39-year-old singer was propelled to fame in 2011 with the success of her self-titled. Ed, that was 13 years ago. She's been around that long? And breakout single Video Games. Ed, we're so out of touch. And has cultivated a glamorous and somewhat mysterious image while releasing 9 albums in total. 9 albums? Her latest effort, did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? That's the name of the album, Ed. That's so many words. Received mostly positive reviews and was nominated for an Album of the Year Grammy Award. Mr. Dufresne's bio on the website of Arthur's Airboat Tours notes that he used to work at a chemical plant until he decided it was not his calling. After a little convincing by his family, he got his captain's license and started running tours. You need a license for that? Jeremy's a great airboat captain and loves interacting with wildlife and customers. Get it, Ed? This is not... Lana is not his first conquest from the airboat. That's
right.
all I'll tell you. Yeah.
But I also think she probably got better customer service.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would have gotten.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She got serviced. I'm just going to go on Arthur's Airboat Tours, Ed, because we might need a book one here. Oh, take an airboat ride on the wild side. Home, about us. Oh, yep. Okay. Oh, meet the crew. Captain Arthur Mathern Jr. Oh, here we go. Jeremy Dufresne. Oh. He does. He looks like he could be on, he kind of looks like he could be hanging out. Remember, not the Liver King, the Tiger King?
Yeah.
He kind of looks like he could be hanging out with the Tiger King, Ed, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, he's throwing that vibe. Jeremy
decided.
Sex. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, it's just basically the thing I read. It's just one picture of him, and he just looks like a regular ass dude, which is great.
Like a regular dude.
Yeah, and now he's married to Lana Del Rey. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be captain in much longer, which is good.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, Ed, what else is going
on? Costco clarified.
Great store.
Because the lawyer said something like, "Oh, Diddy likes to buy in bulk, and there's a Costco down the street. That's why he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil." And Costco had to clarify, he didn't get it from us because we don't sell baby oil in bulk, or at least that Costco. I don't know if any Costco, but that one, they're like, yeah, no, we don't sell.
No, because look, 1,000 bottles, like not even the Costco Business Center, which you get like cases of stuff. Not even that's going to be 1,000 bottles. Like, well, who are they fucking kidding? Like at Costco. Here's Costco. Costco's got the fucking game figured out because it's bulk items, but they don't give you any choices, right? So there's one kind of ketchup. It's Heinz. You want ketchup? Right. It's Heinz.
You get that double wide.
Yes, trailer. And it's two. Yeah, it's two. It's like 2 gallons of ketchup. That's what you buy, right. Or mustard. It's like 2 or 3.
Like the shit honey that can't fit on your refrigerator door. Kind of
exactly. Stuff. Yes, exactly. Doesn't fit in the fridge. But 1,000 bottles, like I used to get, and I bet the baby oil is the same way. I used to like to get the Gold Bond medicated powder there, and they don't carry it anymore. And that's I put that on my balls to keep my balls dry every single day. I powder up in the morning, and then gym powder. I like to keep them dry down there. They stopped carrying the Gold Bond, and it was in the pharmacy, so you would have to ask, "Hey, can I have the Gold Bond back there?" I don't know why it was in. I don't know. It was in the pharmacy. I don't know why. Maybe because it was medicated. Similarly, do you think he went up to the counter of the pharmacy and was like, "Oh, can I have the baby oil?" And they give him one, and he's like, "Can I actually have 999 more of those?"
Yeah,
because I got one of those big flat carts.
Yeah. Do you have a deal of like just like
full box discount?
every store you go to now, it's like must buy 3, and you're like, Jesus, how am I supposed to carry all this shit? Now it's must buy 1,000.
That's too many. Yeah. So I don't look. And does he have Xavier Bubadar's lawyer, the wolf?
Wolf.
Wolfaholic?
I would love it if he gave a press conference. And he's like, Diddy had more money, and then
now he has more problems.
Now he has more problems. And he is dealing with the sting of legal charges, and it's mainly because he'll be missing you, Biggie.
Yes, that would be good. Like that. Yeah. Hey, that guy got Xavier Bubadar a deal. Now he's Diddy's getting Epsteined, right? Like he's had too many freak offs with too many people.
There are too many really crazy famous people.
Yeah.
That there's footage of them doing bad things.
Yep. And
it feels like
he freaked off too close to the sun, Ed. You can freak off in orbit.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. But even Icarus knew you don't want to freak off quite so close to the sun.
Wings melt. The baby oil doesn't hold the wings on; it melts. Like the wax. Yeah.
Finally, a PSA.
Yeah.
I just anyone who's thinking about going for a bike ride in India, just want you to be aware. There was a recently escaped rhino that killed the biker in India. What do you seriously? What do you do? Escapes, but what do? You see a rhino? Like what?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's huge. It's like
I think they pick up some speed too.
They can run fast, Ed. Like they can run really fast, and their nose has a fucking spike on the end of it. Like they can run up, like they could just run you over if they wanted to, and just fucking stomp your head and guts out if they wanted to. But also they could
mid-30s miles per hour.
Yeah,
you're not biking away
from that. That's fat. Yeah, no, not even. Like they could run up behind you while you're riding your bike, and you're standing up to pedal, and they could shove that spike right up your ass. Like, and Telly's into that. So Telly would be like, "Oh, hey, I like to be pegged," which is what I've heard about him. So he's fine with it. But other people would be like, "This sucks."
The Indian rhinoceros. It's a one horn, because there are some rhinos that have the two horns.
Yeah,
the Indian rhino, it doesn't look as pointy, but it also looks more powerful. Like this thing will destroy you. Yeah, it's 1.6 tons. The female, the male is 2.2 tons. We're talking about a 4,500 pound.
No, nothing weighs that much, Ed. That's fucking.
And it's going 30 miles, 34 miles an hour.
No, fuck that.
It's the second largest species of rhinos.
Oh, because there's probably an African one is it an ear situation? You know how the Indian elephant has a small ear and the African elephant has a big ear? Well, is that the same with the rhinos?
So, yeah, the black rhino.
Yeah.
Has
Clifford Etienne?
It has the biggest horn and it runs the fastest speed.
Yeah. Yes. I believe Clifford the Black Rhino Etienne is in prison, and he's not related to the Etienne.
Holy shit! That horn on the Black Rhino is fucking, like that. Looks like it will pierce everything.
Yeah, but now they call it the Black Rhino, but it's still gray.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty gray. It doesn't look very black.
Like the great white shark is also gray, which is annoying.
But the white rhino is much lighter.
Yeah.
There's only 2 northern white rhinos left on Earth, so that category is about to end.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to come back from 2. Although we were down to like that many California condors for a while, and now there's like too many or something. There's a problem with the California condor.
Do you think there's like just crazy inbreeding though? Like, are these things?
Well, if there's only 2,
that's what I'm saying. Like, but do you think the number's gonna plummet again because they've been breeding?
The eyes are gonna start getting further apart. Like the eyes are already like over here.
Right, like all the back here. All the condors are gonna look like Jimbo Fisher pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly. And the rhinos are gonna have like 4 horns.
Right.
And they're like one's gonna be down and one's gonna be up, or to the side. They're gonna
impale themselves.
Like go in a circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sad. Okay, let's wrap it up there. For Ed Daly. My name is Brian Beckner. This has. Oh wait, hold on.
And also, you don't have to tell me. I've been hearing from Michelle about my chair for like a decade.
Oh yeah, people. Ed, you're not gonna like it because we talked about it while you were gone.
I'm sure.
And it's visible now. He showed.
When I stood up, I slid the thing down.
Yeah.
But it's a piece of shit. I know it's a piece of shit. I got this like so long ago.
It's a great chair.
And it's just comfortable, and I don't have to pay for a new one. I don't have to go shopping, and it's so ugly, and Michelle hates it. And it's kind of, when you like do something that annoys your spouse, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
And every time she's like, why do you still have that? And like, come on, let's go get you a chair. And I'm like, no, I don't ever want a new chair. So
I get it.
You don't have to tell me it's a piece of shit. I get it's a piece of shit. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
To have this in the same room that there's a fucking china cabinet over there. Like,
I love that. And
it's a mess.
On an upcoming episode, she throws some laundry. She opens that door behind you and she throws some laundry quickly on the ground, and that's great. And there's you should do an episode from your Peloton at some point. Like, could you just broadcast while on the Peloton? That would be cool.
Yeah,
just
like, I can knock out. I don't know. Probably 700 something calories on them.
Yes. 2 birds, 1 stone.
I'll do that. I'll do a show where I'm just working out.
Love it.
Just to annoy everyone.
I would love that. Okay, for Ed Daly, my name is Brian Beckner. This has been episode number 544 of the Ball Boss. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Reviewing some movies and shows and others. Top podcast, man. No one is above us. 5-star. Even the haters will love us. And we're not trying to talk